Have things ever seemed impossible? Like you're in a situation, you're trying to do something, and you're like, there is just no way that I can do this. Let's talk about surrendering to God. So life gets hard, right? There are certain times when God is calling us to do things that truly just seem impossible. Like there is no way that I can do this. And you know what? If you've ever experienced that, that's okay. Because we're recognizing our humanity, that we're weak. So a few weeks ago, I felt like the Lord was calling me to practice the virtue of mercy. And I'm thinking about this and I'm praying about this and I'm like, when am I gonna actually have the opportunity to practice mercy? But I'm like, I'm just gonna be open to it. So then there was a situation with someone. I had asked them to do something for me, and I had reminded them a few times to do it. And when it came time to do it, they didn't do it. And I was frustrated. I'm like, I told them this a few different times. So I remember talking to my husband and I'm like, I need to tell this person that they forgot to do this. And I'm just so mad, but I think God is calling me to have mercy on them. So I was praying the next day and I'm just thinking, God, there is no way that I can have mercy on this person. I just recognize in myself that I am weak, that I'm just only human, and I don't think that I am capable of showing mercy to this person. And I just laid that out for God. And then the Holy Spirit inspired me to pray this prayer. Alone there is nothing I can do. With you, I can do anything you ask. I will. What a prayer of humility, right? Alone, there is nothing I can do. And I knew that in that situation. I couldn't do it. But with God, I can do anything that He asks. And I will. And I did. I showed up at that situation and it was like the Holy Spirit just like overcame me and I was able to have mercy. And after the conversation, I was like, yep, that wasn't me. But it takes an act of the will to pray that prayer, right? So I could have been like the rich man. I could have been like, I can't do this, and I could have walked away because I knew that I couldn't do it. But instead, the Holy Spirit inspired me to give it to God, to surrender the situation to God, to be like, use me. I can do anything you ask. So this also could be a variety of situations, right? So this could be trying to pick up a new virtue, trying to give up sin, those things that just seem impossible. If you think about a sin that you're struggling with, it may seem impossible for you to give it up. So give it to God. And lucky for us, this is what He wants us to do, right? This is what He calls us to do. On the cross, Jesus said, I thirst for you. And what does that mean? He thirsts for us to let Him love us. He thirsts for us to give Him our burdens. He says, come to me, all you who are weary, and I will give you rest. This is a way that He can give us rest. He thirsts to pour out His grace on you. And then let Him give you the strength to overcome this, to overcome this sin, to overcome this situation. So I'd invite you in those situations that seem impossible, where you know, I can't do this. But with you, Lord, I can do anything you ask. I will. Surrender it to Jesus. Join me next week to talk more about surrendering to Jesus, and we'll even have the opportunity to pray together the Surrender Novena, and all of that is coming up next week. So thanks so much for listening, and I will see you next week.